Good morning and welcome to southern Minnesota. We've done a few of these day trips now, or we went north. Last time we went west. Today we're going south and we're going to check out a couple state parks that I've never been to. First stop is going to be Mystery Cave State Park, and then if we have time this afternoon we're going to try to hit Whitewater State Park. So these are all new to me. We've got a tour booked through the cave for noon. We're headed down Interstate 35 from the Twin Cities. We're going to stop and pick up my brother along the way. He's going to come and meet us, and we're just going to do some exploring. So looking forward to a fun day. There aren't a ton of superchargers around, one in Albert Lea, one in Rochester. I imagine we'll have to hit one of those on the way back because this is going to be a fairly big loop. But we did leave the house with 100% at 9:15 this morning, and it looks like the temperatures today are going to be in the high 70s, mid 80s. Very pleasant day, nice day for driving. There's a little wind, but it's not too terrible yet. So hopefully it's just a fun day of adventure, but we'll see. A beautiful drive through the woods led us to an unexpectedly cool visitor center, with some interactive exhibits and neat displays of old signs and exploration gear. The cave itself is 13 miles of dead ends in 2 layers, with a nearby river flowing through the lower level. They offer a variety of tours, but we just did the 1-hour standard tour. Summer or winter, it's a constant 48 degrees inside the cave system, so if you're going to visit, bring a jacket or something warm to wear while you're down in the cave. With a little hike and crossing the river, we were in the cave. It had rained the day before, so there was a lot of water filtering into the cave system, even in the upper level, so it was a pretty wet tour. Through the graded walkway, you could see down into the lower chamber. Tough to see on camera, but it's a significant drop. We walked down and up through the dead ends to see different features and fossils, but I'll shut up now and let you enjoy it. The hour tour was the perfect length. Joan was getting a little squirrely by the end. So we spent a little more time in the visitor center, got a snack, then we were ready to roll. All right, we've gone 133 miles, got 39% left. Headed to Rochester and then Whitewater State Park. Well, that was pretty cool. We got to plumb the depths of the Mystery Cave and had an hour-long tour there. If you're going to do that, book in advance, so make sure you get a time slot that works for you. We just had one slot open that worked for us. That was at noon, and so that was perfect. It worked out great. Fun tour if you've never been in a cave. It's kind of cool. If you've been in other cave tours, this is another cave tour, but it's cool and unique, and we had a good time. Joan was a good listener for most of it, so that was good. We got to learn a lot and see all the water dripping, but a good fun time. We got down to the cave with about 39% after going about 133 miles, and that was because really from our house down to the cave is only 94 miles, but we came down to the interstate to pick up my brother, and so kind of took the long route there. Now we're going to go to Whitewater State Park. We wouldn't need a charge to get there, but to get to Rochester afterward would have been a little dicey. So we're going to go right up through Rochester first, get a little bit of a charge, head over there, and then come back so we know we won't have any issues. But that's the plan. We're following a diesel truck that is just belching black smoke. Super annoying, but hopefully he gets geared up pretty soon and we can stop driving through his cloud. So about a half hour to Rochester, and we'll pick up back there. 25%, 224. Let's plug in. All right, ramping up. And we're gonna jump out, play, use the restroom, and figure out where we're going next. Alright, all done here in Rochester. Actually, I don't know what we charged it up to. $76%, 245. And we're gonna go find that other part. Another really impressive visitor center with education spaces and interactive displays. Joan really liked this one. Oh, there's a muskrat too. We found a little trail behind it to the river and played on this walkway. No whitewater today, but a mellow place to hang out. After a bit, we went to the North Picnic area, planning on the Chimney Rock Trail hike. But the hike takes about an hour, and once Joan saw the other kids playing at the beach, that became our new plan. Alright, we are just about to leave Whitewater State Park. We had a fun time splashing in the river and playing here, but we're getting a little tired and hungry and ready to go home. Still got 61%, plenty to get us home. Let's get on the road. Joan's eating her French fries. We're almost home, and we just dropped off my brother. Had a wonderful day. Only did the one charge in Rochester. I can't remember the length of time that took, but it was basically we took turns using the restroom and then got in the car and left. So pretty simple there. Mystery Cave is very cool. That was a fun place. There's another whole section of that state park that I think is just like forest and trails and stuff. So if you're into that, that can be a lot of fun. It was a little much for Joan, I think, so We skipped that, wanted to go to the water part. Whitewater State Park is really more about fishing and hiking up to some, like Chimney Rock. We were going to go up, and then we found a really nice beach. So there is, you know, decent swimming and some nice outbuildings, picnic areas, things like that. But I think if you were geared for it, even if you don't fish, there's still plenty of really cool hikes and vantage points to look over the valley and things. So I think that's a pretty cool place too. So we'll have to go back again at some point with the whole family and do some more exploring. This seemed like a really good day trip. We've done the north, we've done the west. Now we went south to a part of Minnesota that I'm really not familiar with at all. So that was kind of cool, very different from where I grew up. So cool to see that. And cool to see some more of these great state parks. We're about 9 minutes from home. We just hit 20%. I have been driving relatively quickly, so we're getting here below what our original estimate was, but getting home with 17 or 18% is still plenty for all the exploring we did today. So with that, I'll get you with the final numbers when we get back home. All right, here we are at home at 18%, 719, 85 degrees out, and our trip was just over 300 miles. We used 87 kilowatt hours with 290 watt hours per mile average. And we'll do final thoughts in the studio again. This was an excellent day trip, but I do have a little confession. Growing up in Minnesota, especially southern Minnesota, I always think of the exciting places in the state to be up north. That's where we had family. That's what everybody talks about, is going up north to be in the woods and all that fun stuff. And so I have a little bit of a bias there. And it was so cool to find these places in southern Minnesota that I know people who live there probably know all about. But for me, it was a little bit of a mind shift. So it's just a reminder to look a little closer to home, find some of those places that you usually drive right past, revisit the map, and see if you can find some of these treasures around where you live for some fun day trips. The trip up to Duluth was along a major supercharger corridor, so no issues charging there. Kind of the opposite situation going to Wilmer and Spicer and needing to find some lower power charging out there. But our trip today was really a more typical trip where we're going into an area without a lot of charging, but you can generally find a supercharger nearby and incorporate that into your trip without a big detour and get everything you need to done with, like today, just one simple stop, 20 minutes in and out of the restrooms for, taking turns, my brother and I, and then, a quick change for Joan, a little rigmarole there, but that's what happens when you're traveling with kids. And then you're back on the road before you know it. So no issues, still got home with plenty of charge. So a great day trip. Coming up, I've got a few more day trips planned, one with some camping, and then when we travel east, I've got a little bit of a challenge we're going to throw at the car and the charging network, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And of course, most importantly, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and happy road tripping. Hey Joan, did you have fun today? Yeah? Was it fun to hang out with Uncle Michael? Yeah. Do you want to go to those parks again sometime? Okay.